Welcome back, Split by Split, Jedi Fallen Order Edition. This is KASHYYYK 1. This is going to be a bit of a weird one. There's a very long and complicated out-of-bounds skip, and that's pretty much this entire split. And I already have a pretty lengthy video out on my channel about it. I'll link it in the description. It's called KASHYYYK 1 Skip, obviously, but I already have that video in place, so I'll probably just link it and send you that way so you can watch the longer video of me describing it, and then I'll just try and run through it quickly on screen here. So we just watched the cutscene and dropped out of the Mantis. We are now at the AT-AT section. This is done pretty standard. There's a fast path up the AT-AT that we take. You want to spam your dodge button circle on PlayStation to swim fast. Go up to this leg here and start climbing. It's pretty easy to fall off this AT-AT. Something that you may have noticed already in this game, playing casually, is that Respawn didn't handle climbing movable objects very well. If something's moving while you're climbing it, it gets pretty scary. Cal's position kind of gets jumbled all over the place. So you want to jump across here and be very careful. I spam L2 a lot, the grab button, to make sure I don't fall. There's a pretty likely chance that if you don't spam the grab button, you will probably fall off somewhere on the side there. Press the interact button and jump inside, and once you're in here, you're a lot safer. So getting past that part is standard gameplay, but you definitely want to make sure you're spamming the grab wall button just to make sure you don't fall off. We're going to hop up here and fight these stormtroopers. We're going to fight the two lackeys and then take out the officer. So 2 hits here, execute. 2 hits here, execute. Slow, overhead slash. Interact with this door. Now you want to hold forward and then spam down on the D-pad just so that you can get the interact with BD as fast as possible.
We're at 70% integrity and falling.
We are now going to violate Protocol Z207. Because that's just the way we roll. This is the AT-AT section. It's a big set piece of the story. There's no way to skip it. The first time you enter KASHYYYK, you will always have to do this. So it's pretty much an auto scroller. It's not auto, you do have to hold forward, but you kind of just hold forward. I press L2 here to fire the cannons. 5 cannon blasts. If they all hit the enemy AT-AT, will cause it to explode. So it's technically 10 cannon hits, but you shoot twice every time you fire. So 5 cannon shots and you're good. Saw Gerrera will now grapple up to us and talk to us. I usually just shoot stuff because I'm bored. This is all just walking forward, really. You need to kill the AT-ST and blow up the 2 bridges there. You just keep walking forward. You don't actually have to kill any of this stuff. I just get bored. So this is just me being bored.
Let's make him even angrier.
Now as soon as we turn this bend, we're going to be at the landing pad, which is where we need to clear. This has a bit of optimization going on in it, so as soon as you can see this stuff, you want to shoot that tank and that little outpost there. Take out these stormtroopers that are running out. The second the stormtroopers are shot down, you can go over here and blow this tank up. Once that tank's blown up, the next thing that will activate is the ship. So just immediately start shooting the ship. The way you optimize this is by firing your R2, the normal lasers, until they overheat, and then the second they overheat, the little bar down there will turn white. You take a cannon shot. So shoot your R2 until it overheats, and then cannon shot. Over and over again. And that will kill the ship as fast as possible. And as soon as it blows up like that, you're good. So this is basically a cutscene now. They'll come over and blow up. And down we go.
Built for close support.
We'll stay here and monitor.
And here we are for the KASHYYYK 1 skip. We just did the AT-AT, and it's now time to grab overcharge, the BD upgrade, right at the workbench. Is right outside this landing pad. And the second we get it, we want to leave. The problem is there's no traditional way to get back. The game refuses to let you leave once you drop down a ledge I'm about to drop down, which I will explain when I get there. So we're going to dash strike over. This ledge right here, we can't get back up once we drop down. So the game wants to force you to do the free the Wookiee sequence. We are going to say no thank you. Grab overcharge. And it's time to leave. So I do have a very long video on this describing what's going on. I'm going to post it because it feels kind of dumb to make another video when I already have that video. But we added the AT-AT section in here, so it's the full split now. I'll jump up here, activate that spider by dash striking over the target lock, jump off of him, and we're out of bounds. Walk over here and falling dash strike underneath the map. Now we are underneath the landing pad. We're going to dash strike forward, and we're going to dash strike basically right at that tree out there that's loaded until we see a leaf in the distance. This little guy right here. There's it's like a leaf, or I don't even know what to call it. A piece of dirt, whatever you want to call it. It just randomly loads right here. So it's kind of out in the middle of the landing pad. And that's kind of how I tell where I am. I'm going to run into an invisible wall here, like that. Then I'm going to turn right and follow this invisible wall until I run into another one. And then I'm going to turn left, and I'm going to be here. Once I'm here, I switch my video settings to 30 FPS to make it easier to clip out through two invisible walls that aren't put together very well. And I'm going to nudge myself into this corner by pressing left and right on my analog stick. You can see me kind of wiggle it. I'm trying to wiggle Cal into the right spot. I don't actually get it first try, so I'm going to jump out and go back into the corner and wiggle myself again. Wiggle until Cal stops moving, and then dash away. And I'm about to get it right here. Yep. One of your dash strikes will make Cal move forward. That's when you know you clipped out. Once you've clipped out, you're back on top of the landing pad. Nothing's loaded though. So you head back over here just to load it up. And the Mantis is back. So now that you've loaded, you can leave. And that's Kashyyyk 1. That's about where you split. I usually split when I walk through the door, just like every other split that I do. And then I go and travel to Zepho 2. Or Zepho for the Zepho 2 split. And that is Kashyyyk 1. Weird out of bounds stuff. AT-AT is pretty normal. And other than that, it's pretty damn short. I'll see you guys in Zepho 2.